Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Please like and subscribe, keeps the channel viable and it does help me keep producing more of these videos. Okay then, without further ado, let's get into our first clip and let's see what's happening on our roads today with our learners. Okay, on this clip here is what we call the Mad Mile. Some people live around this area will be very familiar with this piece of road. And what we're looking at is the van coming on our left hand side here. Nothing wrong, he's passing a steady speed, no real problems. When we look at the front view, quite clear up front, he's coming past. Now he gets in the left hand lane as he comes. Thing is, where is he going? Well, he's actually going straight across, he's going where we're going. But he's not happy, he doesn't really want to queue. So he sort of barges his way through a very, very tight gap there, pushes the van to the right of him over a wee bit out the way, and then he actually just sits there basically in two lanes. And he could have just stayed in this lane really, but he stayed where he was. And as you can see, he's across the other lane as well. The cars behind can't move, even if they wanted to go to the right, to leave right at the lights. So as the lights change and we start to move, you'll actually see that he just moves off, pushes over to the right, carries on down the road. Not very courteous to anybody around him there. He's got an agenda and he intends to see it through. Yes, could have been a lot better there from that fella. Okay, this clip here is just about some simple impatience really. But as we approach this roundabout and turn right, just a quick note of that taxi driver coming from the left. It would have been a lot better if he'd have been in that right hand lane to turn right than try and go on the left hand squeeze around. Thought he would have known a bit better than that, been easier for him. Anyway, as we move forward, it's this pickup coming towards us. It's pulled out the queue there and in the middle there, slowing us down, going past the bikes, other cars, just really barging their way through. Really unnecessary. Simple impatience and no courtesy, not just to us but other people around. If we were to have a look from the other view, you'll see how much of the road he literally takes up here. That's just so unnecessary in such a big vehicle. As we move on, but as we're saying about that entrance to the roundabout, they see the two lanes, that left one for going around the roundabout, the one with a silver car is a white car going our direction. Here's that pickup and you'll see there, look, I mean he's taken up all that road in that big vehicle. Admittedly, once he got to that point he wasn't too much in the way, but you can see by that point there now he didn't have no room when he pulled out, he literally barged through. Okay, this clip here is about really just pushing in. You're going to see a black 4x4 coming up in that right hand lane shortly. And he's in the lane that's to go straight on or left. That's pretty clear there. Here he comes as he goes through, doing nothing wrong at this stage, no problem at all, don't have a beef. But we just felt he came in there a little bit quick, and did he have other intentions? And this is a good thing, there he is on the right. This is just about simple awareness of what's going on around you. And I was talking to the pupil about this as he was coming up, watched his car, just felt he was going a little bit quick as he approached. So there on the road, as you can actually see, Barnes straight on left and the 205 to go straight on, as that's what we're doing. So as we're waiting for, he's going to come up on the left hand side, and as far as we're aware he's going to peel off to Barnes or do straight on. It forks at the traffic lights actually, and the straight on is to bear left there, and where we are is to go straight on. So we're keeping an eye on him, the lights are changing, and I said to my pupil at this point, you know, not too quick, let the 4x4 go ahead in case he has other intentions. And this is good planning, you see. So we let them go, and lo and behold, no indication, and go straight into our lane. But because my pupil planned appropriately there, that worked out without incident, and very good on them. Okay, this clip here is about that Range Rover. Look at the positioning in the right hand lane as we move forward. They are going in the same direction as us, and they should be over there. Just as well that it's not busy, and they shouldn't be there. So as we move forward, you can see they go in our direction. The only saving grace here is that it's not too busy around here. There's not a lot of cars. Otherwise this would be quite awful driving and positioning. They don't seem to know how to actually negotiate a roundabout properly, and if they do, they're obviously not too bothered. As we go further down the road, we're going to come up to another roundabout. Watch the positioning again on approach. They're on the right hand side, hugging that white line there, and they would surely be behind us at this point there. And they don't. As they come across, you'll see they switch right across the road behind us and take then the wrong position of the roundabout. Instead of going around it, they're on the inside there again. It's just bad practice, really. Like I say, fortunately these roundabouts are not too busy. Nice steady queue of cars, it's not a real problem. But as I said, if these were busy roundabouts with a lot of traffic, you simply couldn't be doing that whatsoever. As we move further down the road, you're going to see a similar application in the roundabouts. Okay, now this next roundabout they're coming up to, they could barely do anything wrong here, to be quite honest, because this one's even simpler than the other ones. And they're going to be taking the first exit like us. As you see, there's no line in the middle of the road, that's fine. And they just filter around. Although they go right to the centre of the roundabout again, it's not a problem there. You could rarely do that particular roundabout wrong. So, you know, so a tick there for doing that one correct, basically. But just when you think, you know, all's good and done, we're coming up to another roundabout, and just watch the positioning again just as they approach. Totally, to be honest with you, and utterly unnecessary. What's that positioning about there? Why are they going right over to the other side of the road, then back into their side? Totally unnecessary. Right, sorry again, here we go, cyclist clip. This cyclist on the right here passing us. This just happens all too often. It's dangerous, it's unnecessary. I see it on many other videos as well, showed on YouTube. He passes our car, look at the front view, red light, you know what's going to happen, don't you? Absolutely not interested in stopping for a red light at all, just blatantly straight through. Guys, on cyclists, you've just got to be a lot more careful of this. This is unacceptable. You want to use the roads, then you've got to use them properly. Okay, this clip is an interesting one. It's basically this vehicle down here. It's a Royal Mail van delivering. You can see behind us there's no traffic, it's lovely and clear. I'm actually going slowly because I'm in a queue. So what is interesting is how this Royal Mail van deals with the queue that I'm in. There is traffic coming. There is a van that comes on the left hand side. There he goes. What does the Royal Mail van do at this point? It certainly doesn't want to queue. Puts its hazards on and basically just goes past the whole queue. I mean, I know he's eager and enthusiastic to deliver his mail, but what do you guys make of that? Pushing in, let him crack on with it, we'll get our mail on time. Okay, this next clip is about some pretty inappropriate driving. As we're coming up to a roundabout, we're moving over to the inner lane because we're taking the first exit there. The car behind getting a little bit too close, but he is not the problem on this clip. It's actually some other vehicles. As we're going to move into the roundabout itself and then we move on, you're going to see a car behind us take some inappropriate action. We'll look at the front camera shortly. It's this vehicle here. It's coming in, no problem at the moment, but then it goes instantly to the left-hand lane. Now we are approaching a bus lane, which means filter over to the right. But no, they're not interested. We've got to get past the learner car. This is what's important here. Then the car behind. What does this car do? It tries to think about going around us, realises not enough room. Look at the speed that we're doing. We're not holding them up. And then they move right back over again. Totally ridiculous, and this really infuriates me sometimes when this sort of things happen. There's absolutely no reason to do this at all, and my pupils have to have their wits about them, as I do. As we actually have a look at the front camera here, you can see what we're seeing. Before we actually get to that though, I want a quick look at this crossing as we're coming up. Look at the two people on the left and the right, very nice, doing the right thing. no need to cross, but what is this lady doing? She crosses on a red man. She doesn't look left, she doesn't look right, she just walks across the road with some sort of sense of entitlement. If someone's not paying attention when they're driving, that's going to end up in an accident. Okay, as we move off, as you saw from the rear camera, we're going into this road now as we move over to the right hand side, and we pick up speed quite smoothly, getting up to 27-28 mile an hour. And there you see on the left hand side it says there is a bus lane, we're not allowed in it. What is this geezer doing on the left? You saw him from the rear view, brakes hard into our braking distance, and just when you think, and you know what happened with the other car behind, they decided not to go through and enter the bus lane. The reason I've let this run is just to add to the stupidity of this person's actions. They made such a great attempt to make sure they're in front of us. To what end? There you go. To leave at the next exit. Noting they went over the white line as well. But to leave at the next exit. So what was the point? Okay, this next clip is that vehicle there on the left hand side. That's what this is about. He's in a right only lane as they disappear. We'll come to the front camera shortly. Just as we're going around, it just goes to show that he's right only there. As we travel around, I just wanted to let that run because you've got to watch cars pulling out. How close is that BMW on the right there? Very close as we move out into this road, which I'm not keen on. Now let's look at that front clip. Here comes the car. Massive no-no. What the hell is that vehicle doing? Come from the right hand lane right across the face of our car just as well we're on the ball there, and I, as well as my pupil, was paying attention to what was going on there. Otherwise that could have been rather awkward. Okay, for me guys, it had to be this fella here. This is ultra dangerous, pulling right in front of us like that. That looks a lot closer than what it is. So he gets my accolade for this video. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. As I said before, it helps the channel immensely, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care and bye bye for now.